Not too long ago, I started reviewing all the MCU movies leading up to Black Widow this May 1st, 2020. We started it off with Iron Man, and we're gonna continue that series with the next Phase 1 installment, The Incredible Hulk, starring Edward Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, William Hurt, and many others. And I've always kind of had mixed feelings about this one because from a film standpoint, it's not very strong, but I have some very deep nostalgia associated with it, which is why when I went in, I just completely cleared all of my thoughts about this movie from my brain. I just went in with an open mind and tried to watch it as if I'm watching it for the very first time. And while I can say it still doesn't hold up, it's still not that bad either. And we're about to talk about it in a little bit, but before we do so, make sure to click that like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell if you want to see more reviews just like this one, as well as reactions, rankings, and a bunch of cool series I like to do on the channel. But most importantly, click that notification bell because you want to stay up to date with all things Marvel, all things DC, and all things movies. But with that being said, this is going to be my review of The Incredible Hulk. This movie follows the story of Dr. Bruce Banner, a scientist who got infected with gamma radiation, turned into a big green raging monster, and is now trying to find a cure. That's kind of all I can really say about this movie because a huge problem that I have with it is that it's always been and still is very disposable and pretty forgettable. I mean, it has been under 20 minutes since I finished watching the movie and I still can't tell you what it's about. There's no general plot, there's no narrative. We just go from point A to point B, and that's kinda it. However, I don't want to make this a negative review because I don't think this movie is bad. Let's go into the good. Edward Norton, perfectly fine performance. Edward Norton was a pretty fine Bruce Banner. I don't have any problems with him. I prefer Mark Ruffalo, but I don't have any problems with him. He does a great job. He has nice acting skills. We've obviously seen him do much better things. He's not showing his acting prowess in this film, but he's still not doing a bad job like some other people that I'll mention in a little bit. Other than that, you've got some amazing action sequences in here. I thought pretty much everything with the Hulk was handled really, really well. A part of that is the way it was all filmed, the camera. From a filmmaking standpoint, this film is very, very good at it. From a filmmaking standpoint, this film really does deliver. You've got some beautiful shots, some nice wide angles. The colors kind of pop off the screen, a very vibrant grading. I really like that. I like the little hints of green in pretty much most of the scenes, even if they have nothing to do with the Hulk. It's just Bruce Banner. There's still a hint of green somewhere within the picture. And I like that. It's like a nice sort of hint. But the actual movie itself, I love the action. Everything to do with the Hulk was handled really, really well. The action is intense. It's gripping. It can be very thrilling. It's not the type of action that's enjoyable or that's it is entertaining, but not in the way that you would kind of think. This is the type of action that you would find in maybe a crime movie, a crime drama, a suspenseful thriller. Movies like that have action that's really intense. Winter Soldier is an MCU example of this type of action. This movie can get really, really dark. There are some sequences of just immense violence, and I actually really did enjoy it. I know it sounds kind of weird. I love violence. I mean, I like it that before all the Disney Marvel movies, the MCU wasn't afraid to go deep down, gritty, and just kind of get dirty with it. There's blood, there's deaths, there are actual stakes that you can feel, and I thought all of the action was just handled beautifully.
I also thought the score was just fantastic. I mean, every time it played, it enhanced the scene, and suddenly it all became more immersive just because of the music playing in the background. It was actually very memorable. I still have it stuck in my head. I mean, it was just a fantastic music choice that just made me completely immersed in the scene.
And that's pretty much all I like about it. Other than that, nothing really works to the point where it becomes good. The movie feels kind of choppy. It doesn't know the direction that it wants to take itself. It's very unfocused. You don't really get an idea of what it's trying to be because it's this very dark story. But then you have little scenes sprinkled throughout that are for humorous purposes, that are funny, that are comical, and those just don't work. I mean, yeah, some of them made me laugh because they're jokes, they're supposed to be funny. And I'm not saying that the humor fails in the way that it would if you like thought about it like just basic surface level thinking, but it fails in a much more deeper way, which is it kind of just makes the movie feel disjointed, just kind of not together. Like, this is a part of the movie, 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 but there's no like interconnection between them. And that's where the movie just kind of starts to fall apart, quite literally. Edward Norton and General Thunderbolt Ross, they're great, but other than that, nobody really gives a convincing performance. I mean, I really liked Tim Blake Nelson as Dr. Samuel Stearns, Mr. Blue, if you want to call him that, but him, Edward Norton, and General Thunderbolt Ross, that's kind of it in terms of performances that kind of bring the movie up. I'm sorry, Liv Tyler just, it just wasn't a good performance. I'm sorry. Part of that is due to the fact that the character was just not good. It was not a well-written character. It was not a character that even needed to be there. This character just kind of took a lot of the emotional weight out of some scenes. It kind of, I can't really explain it that well, but this character was just something that the movie didn't need to have. Liv Tyler, I'm sure she's a great actress, but I haven't seen her in too many things, so I can't really elaborate on that too much. The main thing that I really know her from is this movie, and I don't want to go too negative. I'll just put it this way. It's not a very good first impression. And the sad thing is, this movie has so many good things about it, but the bad things really drag it down. This is a very forgettable movie, like I said. It's a very just blank movie. Nothing really happens for the first, I want to say 30 to 40 minutes, which is a good chunk of the movie. That is almost the halfway mark. Not exactly, but almost there. Almost half of this movie is boring. Almost half of this movie just drags and drags and drags and nothing happens. I mean, yeah, you've got the factory Hulk fight, which was kind of filmed in like a horror theme type of way, and I loved that. But other than that, you just get these scenes that just don't really belong together. Like, what is happening? Characters make choices that affect things later on, but they never made sense because there was no setup, meaning there was no payoff, and it just kind of throws you off, like throws you for a loop that you just can't really seem to get out of, and you just never really seem to get back on track. I don't dislike this movie, but I don't like it a lot either. This movie doesn't suck. It's not very good. It's not one of the MCU's strongest, and it's probably going to end up towards the weaker side of things when I rank all the MCU movies. I'm going to give The Incredible Hulk a C+ with one thumb down. It's got some really good things. It's got some incredible action sequences. It's filmed in a very nice, appealing way. And it's got a lot of things that really make me want the MCU to do this again, but I just know they won't because they're under Disney now. If you like Hulk action, yeah, go check it out. If you're a fan of superhero movies, I mean, there's no harm done. No harm, no foul, right? No harm done by watching this movie, but MCU fans, if you're going on a marathon, unless you really want to watch it, even if you're not going on a marathon, there's no reason to watch this movie. But if you are going on a marathon, I'd recommend you just skip it. But anyways, guys, those are going to be my thoughts on The Incredible Hulk. Let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of this movie? Is it one of your favorites? Is it one of your least favorites? Or are you just in the middle on it like I am? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you did like this video, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so you don't miss any reviews like this one, as well as reactions, rankings, and a bunch of cool series that I like to do on the channel. But like I said at the beginning, the most important thing is to click that notification bell because you want to stay up to date with all things Marvel, all things DC, and all things movies. If you like this review, you'll probably like some of my other reviews. Check out that playlist right up top. Click that random video while you're at it. Check out that playlist right there and click the subscribe button down there. I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a great rest of your day and stay positive.